Hi friends, today I want to show you a delicious dumpling soup that one of my viewers shared with me. This recipe can be customized to suit the needs of many of my viewers, including those eating vegan, gluten-free, low carb, and meat eaters. If you're eating gluten-free, you can find gluten-free pot stickers that will work in this soup. Here are a couple that I found on Amazon. And it looks like the reviews for these are really good, so even if you don't end up purchasing them for this dumpling soup, it might be worth trying those on their own. I noticed that Walmart had the same pot stickers, and they also had a vegetable option. Today, I'll be making a vegan soup and also one with chicken. Here are the ingredients I'll be using. I picked up the dumplings, also known as pot stickers or gyoza, from Trader Joe's. I love these pot stickers, but I've never had them in a soup. I usually just fry them in a pan and then dip them in a sauce. So I'm excited to try this recipe. I have the Thai vegetable and also the chicken gyoza. I'll only be using 3 or 4 dumplings in each bowl of soup, so we won't be using the entire bag. I'll put the ingredients list along with prices for you in the description area of my video. I will say that the vegetable soup came in about $1.84 per person, and the chicken soup was only $1.54 per person. I'm showing some dry spices here, but I didn't end up using these. Instead, I just used low sodium vegetable bouillon. My viewer had told me that she used just a touch of Chinese 5-spice in her soup with the vegetable broth, and I couldn't find it in the store, so I thought I would recreate it with the spices I had on hand. But when I smelled the star anise, I decided against it. It had such a strong flavor, and I was worried that it was going to ruin the soup, so I'll keep my eye out for the Chinese 5-spice seasoning the next time I'm at a regular store. I think that about 2/3 of a block of tofu would work for 4 people. My family loves tofu, so I'm adding quite a bit. This is extra firm that I've removed from the water and rinsed off. Obviously, if you don't like tofu, just omit it from this recipe. That's what I like about this soup. You can add whatever you like into it. So now I'm just chopping up all of the ingredients that I'll be using to top my soup, and I remembered that I needed to put some gloves on to handle the jalapeno. My viewer cut her jalapeno into thin strips, but I'm going to do mine in the little circles because I do find it to be somewhat mild to my palate, so the rings will be perfect for me. I'll be using both the white and the green part of the onion in this soup, and I used 1 green onion per person, and that seemed to work out fine for us. At first I couldn't find the soybeans, so I plan on substituting with fava beans. But you could also use lima beans or maybe even a white bean, like a cannellini would be good here. And since edamame is more expensive than those beans, you would be able to trim the budget a little by making a substitution. My viewer made this soup with the soft dumplings, but I like mine a little more chewy, so I'm going to pan fry them before adding them to the soup. This is my vegetable broth. I just dissolved some bouillon in the water. I've got it hot and ready to go in the soup. I like my dumplings nice and chewy, so I'm making sure that they're browned the way I like them. Since the chicken dumplings are smaller, I'll use 4 of these per serving, and for the vegetable, I'll use 3. And now it's time to assemble my soup. To heat up my tofu, I poured hot water over the tofu squares and then drained it. I did the same thing with the frozen edamame. I let it sit in hot water several times so that it wouldn't cool the soup down when I added it to the broth. You could always add these items directly to the broth in the pan, but this is how I chose to do it. This is so good. The dumplings have a nice chewy texture, but yet they're fluffy at the same time. The broth is just perfect. It's a subtle background to the other flavors of the soup. In other words, it lets the other ingredients shine and is not overpowering in itself. I think I should have cut the tofu a little smaller. I remembered I had some shredded carrots in the fridge, so I added those, and I really enjoyed the crunch they added to the soup. One of the reasons I like to have bean sprouts in my pho and other dishes is because of that crunch. So using carrots like this in the same way makes the soup so much more satisfying. I can't always get fresh bean sprouts at some of the supermarkets I shop at, but I almost always have carrots in my fridge, so I really love being able to use them this way. I use the chili garlic sauce that I always talk about, but if you're a sriracha person, just use that or whatever hot sauce it is that you like to use. Hot sauces are very acidic because they contain vinegar, so that's one of the reasons I like to add it to a lot of my foods. It helps to balance the dish. I wanted to try one of the chicken dumplings because I'm making a chicken version for my youngest son. And even though I'm not a big chicken eater, I do really love Trader Joe's chicken dumplings. This is really good, and I think I actually like these dumplings a little bit better than the Thai vegetable. I think he's really going to enjoy this. Although I am going to be setting this with him for his lunch, so I'm hoping this will reheat well. He's going to need to microwave the soup and the gyoza separately and then combine everything. I'm grateful to my viewer that shared this recipe with me. If you have a recipe that you think I might like, please send it to my email at ardentmichelle1@gmail.com. Even though this is not an extreme budget recipe, it's a good low budget recipe. You can make this meal for between $6 and $7 worth of food. I hope you enjoyed this short video. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you soon.